I recently found this channel called Mediocrethunder, who's basically a guy who's new to War Thunder and he's trying to learn it. And he's very cerebral and he really shows his thinking and what he's learning. I think it's really good for new players, since if you go now to YouTube, you'll probably just see patchy like tips and tricks and things like that. And if you want to learn the game with him, you should go watch his channel. I spotted some issues he had when he was playing, and I have about maybe over 3,000 hours in War Thunder, so I have enough experience to know what I'm talking about. And right here in this video, why good War Thunder players make it look so easy, he made a really classic mistake that new players make, or just a scenario new players get into a lot. And I don't know his thinking in the video, but I'll play it and you can see what happens.
Incredibly impressed by how well my squad mates do. And for a long time, I attributed it more.
Pay attention to up here. He just shot and it like did basically nothing. It just kind of went underneath the tank.
Simply them having better crew,
He shot this one
being better.
and he turned that like a dark orange. It hit the track, which is pretty annoying. But if he shot that exact same spot again, instant explosion, because that right there is ammunition. This guy has way too much ammunition in his tank.
And I've never quite thought about what it was.
But he readjusts and he goes for the crew, which is up here, and then he's hitting him.
When he stood out, we'd gone together to capture a point, and in doing so, he had spotted a few tanks.
He shoots and shoots.
Taken out some for himself, and I think I got killed twice. I can't remember exactly, but while taking and holding that point,
And he accidentally shoots out the front of it.
taking out tanks.
And he shoots down there, which actually could have killed, if he did a follow-up shot, he could have actually killed the whole crew, including the driver. And then he gets shot by a plane. This happens so much for new players, and I remember it happening to me. I just didn't know how to kill tanks. So I would just find the enemy, have the complete advantage, and be just shooting at them, doing nothing. And then dying from somewhere else. I get hyper-focused. And when you're starting out, it's okay to be hyper-focused. You're going to be hyper-focused. But the main thing, I don't know what his thinking was. Maybe he was paying attention to this and he knew that there's ammunition here, and he decided to switch to trying to shoot the crew because he thinks it would be a little easier. Or he's just paying attention to like the gun sight, which that's my assumption. He's paying attention to the gun sight and just shooting until he gets a crit. Which he does a follow-up shot like right there after he got a crit on his second shot. And the important thing to learn, this is probably the most important thing that will make you 10 times better, is pay attention to this little tank model. Pay attention to it, and you will get way better, because not only do you spot like the crew members, it's a little low res right now, but those are crew members. You can spot where the crew members are. Then you can see the engine here. You can see that his engine is broken. See, I think that's a radio that's red back there. You get to learn the insides of tanks, especially your opponents, when you shoot them. And even if you non-pen, it still gives you inside view of their tank, what is damaged and what is not. And if you train yourself to learn this and keep an eye on this, you will learn everything else a lot easier, because starting out, like getting good at the game, involves a lot of juggling, multiple things. You need to look at this when you shoot someone and see where you've hit and where the ammunition is, like there's ammunition back there, ammunition there. Then, when you get better, you need to pay attention to the kill feed, for example. So you hear like a gunshot off to your side, an explosion. You look in your feed, you can see this type of tank killed this type of tank. And that will let you know what's over there. And I wouldn't recommend paying attention to that when you're starting out. I still actually kind of rarely look at it, which I should if I want to get even better than I am now. But I don't pay much attention to this realistically, though that is a thing you're going to need to balance. And your mini map is another kind of thing you have to juggle to get even better at the game. Starting out with this and juggling this and being able to like separate your attention between your shooting, your tank moving around, and this, these things will come to you way easier. And more than just being able to like kill the tank that you're shooting, you will slowly get used to understanding the layouts of tanks, because there's a great thing called design philosophy, and that means that tanks that say are in America, they will have certain aspects that will carry over to even higher tier and higher tier and higher tier tanks. And when you start out learning the low tier stuff, you will learn their pieces, how to identify them, the parts, where they store ammunition, their crew members, way easier than if you went into like tech trees and then previewed each tank and looked at their armor. It's kind of like a waste of time unless it's actually a tank you're struggling with. For example, if there's a KV-1, if you're like struggling with KV-1s or Tigers and you need to know how to pen them. Otherwise, I would recommend playing whatever tier is most comfortable and training yourself to get used to this little cam up here. And as you do that, you learn what nation belongs to what. This is a German tank. It's kind of a weird German tank. It's like a modification. I mostly shoot the ammunition back here, but this guy has way too much ammunition, so he's got ammunition down here, down here, down here. And if he did a follow-up shot there, or he did a follow-up shot to that box, instant death. There's not much design that I could say carries over to other German tanks from this one, because it's quite unique. For example, transmission in the front is a pretty common German tank thing. Maybe the big cannon, because a ton of German tanks have like a larger cannon they need for the battle rating. But you pay attention to this, you learn tanks way easier than if you learn them whole. And when you kill a tank, maybe have a little look down at the kill feed and you can see the name of it. But that might be a bit challenging. This is why learning the game, I learned the game in arcade for like my first couple, maybe, I don't know, maybe 500 hours. I just did arcade, so I knew all the names of the tanks, and then I slowly actually learned what they look like, because arcade, you just see a name and you shoot at the name effectively. That's why I don't like arcade anymore. But this is like an incredibly painful situation. He's back in the spot. He's trying to predict shot that, and he's not doing that bad aiming. That hit his engine. If he pays, that's number one, pay attention to this kill feed, and that will get you way better at learning tanks. Because you know, people say I need to learn where the ammunition is. I need to learn the different types of tanks. But what does that actually look like? This is what it looks like. Is paying attention to this top up here, and you could pay attention to the name of it. That was a German tank because it's SDKFZ blah blah blah. But the other one is learning. There's a tank right there and doesn't see. Learning the colors, the paint of tanks, is probably the first step to really knowing tanks. Like I said, they have similar design philosophies across different tanks, and they have similar camos and colors in different nations. And first identifying what nation it belongs to will get you to next identify what its weaknesses and its how likely it's going to pen you and kill you. You need to go. I think everybody who's playing War Thunder need to compartmentalize their learning, from learning the most simple things as what tanks from a nation look like and what color they are, down to their common design features, like their cannons, how much damage their cannons will do to you, where ammunition will be, and then you go to things like armor. You learn things like this. As you get up, you will learn the engine sounds, you will learn the machine gun sounds, you'll learn the cannon sounds, but that all takes time. And really what you need to learn is, while you're playing this for hours, what things to identify, to learn and spend time on. Okay, to finish off this video, I thought I would explain my own history playing War Thunder. I started War Thunder in around 2022, and I really only played till like rank 2 of the USSR. And then in 2024, my friends all started playing War Thunder, and to be honest, before War Thunder, my only experience similar to War Thunder was tactical shooters. I had really no interest in tanks or planes or anything of the sort, and my friends all were playing it, and so I decided to get back into War Thunder. And in 2024, I grinded all the way to around 6.7 in Russia, getting the IS-2. And then I switched to Israel. And this entire time I was playing arcade. And I do not recommend at all to switch to Israel, especially as a new player, because it's ass. And I did this all without any premium time, all stock. No premium, and no premium tank. Well, other than the starting premium little rank 1 tank they give you. But I grinded all the way to around 8.0, 8.7 in Israel. And I think I bought the Battle Pass for the time, which had the Sholef. That was like my first purchase, and then I had premium for like a couple days. And then I got really sick of just playing pattern tanks the entire time. I switched to Russia, and I grinded Russia all the way till 8.7. And this, by the way, I was grinding like the whole tree. I was going down every line. I wasn't just skipping through medium tanks and heavy tanks. And I got to 8.7, and then I bought the T55 AM and grinded basically the entire rest of the tree with that tank and some other ones. And then once I bought and got all the tanks, I started playing them all and trying them all out. And I got all the way to top tier basically I had every tank, and even then, by the way, I switched to realistic when I got the T55 AM. So as soon as I basically came back to Russia, I got up to 8.7, I switched to realistic, and it's way better than arcade in my opinion, because there's a lot more tanks you can actually play, like light tanks and tank destroyers, whereas in arcade they just get instantly destroyed, and you can really only play with heavy tanks and medium tanks in arcade. But even then, when I got all the way to top tier, I still had basically a negative KD on most of my tanks. In fact, I still have the same stats on arcade as I did. Like, really haven't touched arcade since I quit it. So if you look at my arcade stats, that's how well I was going at that point. And now my realistic is way better. So even though I got up to like 8.0 in Israel and grinded out like the whole Russian tech tree, I was still getting negative KD. I was still not that great at the game. And then I kind of just played Russia for ages and ages. Just like, I don't know, enjoying the tanks I had there, and trying to ace a bunch of tanks. And I slowly got a lot better at the game, and I started experimenting with other tech trees. And my next tech tree that I grinded out was Italy, and Italy is probably where I kind of switched modes and became like a positive KD, really good player when I started playing that. And I'm not saying that suddenly if you play Italy you're gonna become expert, but after playing my first tree and a little bit of another tree, and then I start a new tree, that's when I actually got good at the game, and I am or I was where I am now in experience and skill. So it's a long way to go, and I think if you pay heed to all this advice and you play regularly, you can get there way earlier. You can get the experience way quicker, and yeah, I think that's a great value in Thunder's channel. So you can see him really try to get better, and I hope he does get so good that he can complete his 100% thing. But I'll be frank, it'll probably take more time than take years to literally do it. I've personally researched, like, I've got every tech tree tank in Russia right now except the T90, the new T90M. And that took me ages to do. And I played a bunch of premium tanks. I wasn't just playing tech tree tanks. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and please go check out his channel, and please check out my channel, subscribe. I plan on making more content, preferably educational. I regularly post cool shorts. Not all of them are educational, most of them are just fun things that happen to me. And yeah.